Ever feel like you're just spinning your wheels? You're trying to eat right, you're getting some exercise in, but you're still just so tired. And the weight, it just won't budge? Well, you are definitely not alone. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a hidden culprit that might just be the one thing behind all of these super frustrating symptoms.
So let me just ask you straight up. Does this sound like your life? Just dragging yourself from the bed to the couch, fighting off this bone-deep exhaustion? And that number on the scale, it's like it's mocking you, right? No matter what you try, it just stays put. It is such a common and honestly a really maddening struggle.
And it goes beyond just being tired. How about those crazy out-of-nowhere cravings for sugar or carbs? Or that feeling of brain fog where you just can't think straight? And oh, that 3 p.m. energy crash. It's like clockwork, isn't it? These things, they're not just random annoyances. Nope, they're actually little breadcrumbs, clues pointing to something much bigger going on inside your body.
And here it is, the big reveal. That feeling, that you're always playing catch up, that your body just isn't on your team. Guess what? It's probably not a personal failing. It's not about willpower. The real issue, the name for this culprit, could be insulin resistance.
All right, let's get into it. Insulin resistance. You've probably heard the term thrown around, right? But what does it actually mean for you, for your body? It's time we really name and shame this hidden culprit.
So at its core, insulin resistance is basically when your body's cells start to, ignore the hormone insulin. And insulin has a super important job. Think of it like a gatekeeper. Its whole purpose is to help the sugar, the glucose, from the food you eat, get into your cells so you can use it for energy.
Let's use an analogy. It makes it way easier. In a healthy body, insulin is like a key, a perfect little key. It travels through your bloodstream, finds a cell, and slides right into a special lock on that cell. That's called a receptor. Click, the door opens, and glucose, your energy, can rush right in.
Okay, but when you have insulin resistance, that lock gets rusty. The cell just doesn't hear the knock at the door anymore. So even though you've got all these insulin keys floating around, they can't turn the lock properly. The door stays shut. And where does all that glucose go? It can't get in. So it just gets stuck, building up in your bloodstream. So you might be wondering, how does this even happen? Like, how do those locks get so rusty? Well, it's not something that happens overnight. It's more like a slow burn, a chain reaction that builds up over a long time. Okay, let's walk through it. It's a 4-step process. Step 1, you eat something, maybe some carbs, and your blood sugar goes up. Totally normal. Step 2, in response, your pancreas sends out insulin to go deal with that sugar. Again, completely normal. But here's where things go off the rails. Step 3, over time, your cells start to get tired of hearing insulin's signal. They start to resist. So what happens? Step 4, your pancreas basically freaks out. It thinks, hey, nobody's listening, so it starts screaming, pumping out way more insulin to try and force the cells to open up. And this is the real kicker. The result of all that shouting is that your body is now just swimming in insulin. There's a technical term for it, hyperinsulinemia. And here's the problem. Besides being a key for energy, insulin is also a fat storage hormone. So when you have these super high levels all the time, your body is basically in constant 24/7 fat storage mode. This is why weight gain, especially that stubborn belly fat, becomes almost impossible to fight. So you can see why this matters so much. This is way bigger than just feeling tired or carrying a few extra pounds. This one single problem creates this huge ripple effect. It can touch literally every aspect of your health. Remember all those frustrations we talked about at the start? The fatigue, the weight gain, those wild sugar cravings. They're not random at all. They're actually classic warning signs. It's your body waving a big red flag, screaming that its entire energy system is broken. You might even see physical signs, like the skin around your neck or in your armpits getting a little darker. That's a textbook sign. And this is exactly why we have to pay attention. Insulin resistance isn't just a thing on its own. It's often the root of the problem. It's the shaky foundation that, if you ignore it, can lead to some much bigger, more serious health issues later on. Yeah, the connections are pretty startling when you lay them all out. It's a huge factor in things like PCOS because it totally messes with your hormones. It's linked to high blood pressure, high cholesterol, because it impacts how your body handles fats and even the health of your blood vessels. And maybe most importantly, if you let it go unchecked for too long, it's basically the super highway to developing type 2 diabetes. Okay, I know that was a lot, and it can sound pretty bleak, But please don't feel discouraged, because I have some really, really good news. This is not a life sentence, not at all. There is absolutely a path forward, a way for you to take back the controls. Which brings us to the big one, the million-dollar question, right? After all this, is it even possible to reverse it? Can you actually undo the damage? Can you, I don't know, get the rust off those cellular locks? Yes, 1,000 times yes. Honestly, if you only take one thing away from this whole explainer, let it be this. Your body is amazing. It has this incredible built-in capacity to heal. You can, without a doubt, improve your insulin sensitivity and turn this whole situation around. So, how do we do it? Well, there's no magic pill here. It really comes down to powerful, consistent lifestyle choices. We're talking about things like eating balanced meals. Think protein, fiber, and healthy fats that keep your blood sugar stable. We're talking about moving your body, especially with things like strength training. Your muscles are like giant sponges for sugar, just soaking it up out of your blood. It also means getting a handle on stress and prioritizing sleep, because both of those can wreck your hormones. And of course, a big one is cutting way back on the processed carbs and sugary stuff that caused this whole mess to begin with. Every single one of these things helps to clean that rust off your cells' locks and make them listen again. So really, the main takeaway is this. You are not a victim here. You are not powerless. You have the ability to get your cells listening to insulin again. You can get your energy back. You can get a handle on your weight. And you can do it all naturally, just by making smarter, consistent choices every day. So, I'm going to leave you with a final thought, a little challenge. Don't look at that list and get overwhelmed, okay? You don't have to overhaul your entire life tomorrow. Just ask yourself, what's one thing? What's one simple change from that list that you can actually start today?